I did. I didn't. That has been something lulling my ass to sleep this past week.
Well, I mean, no. So I have like notes for the show,
Mm.
which are even now, as of what's up, y'all? West Coast Wednesday. But even now, as I'm sitting here looking at my notes, knowing what we know from last night's NXT episode, that clearly they're they're out of date.
Oh yeah,
But we're gonna start with the Super Bowl, the most watched
yeah.
Super Bowl in history.
Yeah, what happened to people boycotting the game? I thought people weren't gonna watch it.
I didn't watch the game. I was on there for
I still didn't watch the game.
I did watch the game. I can give you a rundown of everything that happened for 60 minutes.
Listen,
Asses were whipped.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm glad that white man got his ass beat, and I'm not talking about Drake.
No, I was about to say asses got beat for 60 plus minutes.
Hey.
Whether they was wearing Chiefs jerseys or whether they was sitting in
And whether they were Canadian,
right?
Yeah.
Whether they were sitting on their iPad and they was getting their ass beat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, from pillar to post, them Chiefs got their ass whipped, and I could not have been happier.
So y'all know what happened with me on Sunday, and it was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, everything else is an afterthought.
Yeah. So the first thought was, dang, you think Kendrick Lamar performed already? we didn't even think about the game, and then after I had looked for the halftime show and saw clips of it, I was like, huh, I wonder what this game is looking like.
So and that performance that he had, that they put out on YouTube, is unedited. That is exactly the performance that he put out on the Super Bowl. They didn't do no cuts, no nothing. That's just how good Kendrick was with his damn Super Bowl performance.
But I checked the score right after I looked for the full performance, and it was like 40-0. You get whooped on that bad in the Super Bowl?
Listen, but what did Travis Kelce say? They asked him like what was the biggest surprise today at the Super Bowl. He said that we haven't played this bad all year.
Dude, I mean, okay. As somebody who has watched them, that was a fucking bog standard performance from the Chiefs this year. Like, that's kind of how they played all year.
Like
it was. Paid. Yeah, it was not the Chiefs of the last couple seasons. Hell, it wasn't even the Chiefs of last year. This year, the Chiefs were not performing on offense, and it was amazing to see.
I love that for Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and Saquon Barkley. He
had an amazing season.
The greatest single season rushing stats for a running back. And yeah, he had an extra game to do it, but he still fucking did it.
It's one of those things where when you see people putting workout videos like after you, like see how Saquon Barkley gets all these great rushing yards with his leg day. Like, like shit hasn't popped off like that since The Rock's leg day. And everybody was like, we're trying The Rock's leg day. And everybody's like, how does he do it?
You just you turn it on and you're like, Saquon's leg workout. This can't be that rough. And it's just a motherfucker pulling a BMW with ropes.
Ropes tied around his waist.
Right, he got the Rock Lee leg weights on. It's like, fuck you mean?
If you do this, your strength and your legs will be improved. No shit. And if I could flip a truck like Braun Strowman, I would look fantastic right now.
Fan-fucking-tastic. But Super Bowl, like we're not gonna spend too much time on the halftime show because I know we can go
for hours.
Well, first off, when is Kendrick Lamar?
YouTube videos.
Huh?
I said people have already gone an hour plus on that shit. You guys can look up YouTube videos on that already.
That's a fact. Well, listen, When is Kendrick Lamar going to release the rest of that piece? You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Listen, at this point, I don't think we're getting a second album. I think we're just going to get GNX Deluxe.
That's fine.
And it's going to be firmly in the middle of Grammy season. It'll be right. It'll be right before the cutoff, so it qualifies.
Huh. I know you guys might have forgot a little bit about GNX. You know that record I dropped end of the year last year. Well, here it is again.
Right. We pulled on Solana. We dropping a deluxe version of this.
And what he only did one song from Damn.
Mm.
He did.
No, we got Humble.
No, he did too. We got Humble and DNA.
Oh, we did get a little bit of DNA. Yeah. It wasn't much of DNA to be memorable. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, but it was enough for him to run down
the full song, really, at all.
No.
So,
hell, even Euphoria, it was just the second verse of it.
It really wasn't much to really do with that. Like, he only had like a short amount of time. I honestly felt like the performance was super short. If we're being completely honest.
It was still a 15-minute performance, Danny. I think 13 and a half minutes, which is about the standard for a halftime show.
Yeah, you got to remember, you got to get, and this was a little bit more elaborate than other stages. Like, if you remember, other performers usually have one stage. Kendrick had 4 on different corners of the football field.
Yeah.
Which was a PlayStation controller. And
also low-key a Squid Game reference.
No, it's more of a
it was
PlayStation.
It was both.
I was about to say,
and the reason why it was
how you
both
look at
is
it,
because of the context of Squid Games. I mean, the context of Squid Games is rich versus poor, and that was definitely something he was also equating, which is why the triangle was upside down for our view. It was both a controller and both the Squid Games logo.
And didn't you also say, like, because there was something punched in on those buttons whenever they showed it on screen?
Yeah, it was. It was GTA.
The GTA San Andreas full armor and full health cheat code. It just lit up real quick.
He literally at the start of the performance was like, "You can't stop me. You're about to watch this, and it's gonna hurt."
He knew what he was doing.
Hey, Drake.
That probably.
I heard you like him. Yeah, say Drake.
With the biggest smile on his face.
Oh my God.
Diabolical.
It was straight diabolical. He knew what he was doing.
He said, I know you're watching. I know you're watching right now. I know you stopped what you were doing.
Hey, listen, there's a video of all of Drake's homeboys in Perth sitting at a bar watching the Super Bowl halftime show. And the funniest part about all that was that they were trying their hardest not to groove, but it was just one dude just tapping his foot the whole time. Like, it's catchy. Stop playing.
It's insane, dude.
Right, and
then
Drake,
exactly what he was doing.
Right, and then Drake, being the theater kid that he is, walking out in that bullet hole sweater with the little button in his pocket, pressing the little vape pen so that the smoke comes out. Like, boy, if you don't sit your dramatic ass down, I cannot.
He was performing with extra oomph in Australia.
I guarantee you, in our lifetime, we will never see a more bitch-made person than Aubrey Graham.
No, it's.
I don't want to talk about Drake anymore. Can we not talk about it? Like
we're done.
We have spent way too much time talking about a nigga who got his ass beat.
Because it's like it was an ass beating that everybody watched, and we just keep watching him get his ass beat, and then he get up like, I'm not finished yet, and then he get his ass beat again.
I could go all day.
If he stayed down, we wouldn't be talking about it. But it's the fact that he keeps trying to get up and he keeps getting his ass beat again.
And dude, you know for a fact, he sees himself as Captain America in that scene. He literally sees himself as, I can go all day. No, Drake, you can't sit down.
You're Canadian. You can't go all day, sir.
We could go all day. We 100% could go all day.
On this topic alone,
singular topic. We can do that.
It's a wrap. How do you come back from this?
And I want to
go back and film an episode of Degrassi. He got to become a new teacher in Degrassi High.
No. You can't do that. You gonna put him back in a wheelchair?
You got to put him back in the wheelchair. He has to restart his career from the beginning. He has to reload, quick save, quick load.
We got a new role for you, Drake. The wheelchair comes up. Oh, cool. I'm doing Professor X. No, not quite.
It's a reprisal.
Right. We're going to take it back to the beginning.
But one thing I want to say about this is Kendrick Lamar now has the most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history.
From one black man to the next.
In 3 days, he blew Michael Jackson's, performance out of the water.
I wouldn't say a performance. No,
not the performance.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Performance.
Views.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's cracked top 5.
Yeah, it is definitely top 5.
Yeah, to be honest, it's top 3.
I can agree with that too.
The only 2 I have in front of Kendrick right now are Prince and Michael Jackson.
And yeah, that is.
I forgot Prince did this the halftime show.
Yeah,
but dude, you look at those 2 names, Prince and Michael Jackson,
and then after that, Kendrick Lamar. I think that's a win.
Like 1, 2, 3. Like you can't argue with that. And then, to be honest with you, I might have Beyonce at 4.
Here's the thing. I see your Beyonce, and I have to match you a combo performance that was low-key fire that everybody tends to forget about, and that was the Coldplay Beyonce Bruno Mars ear.
Okay, that was weird. That was wild, but I fucked with it.
Yeah, that's definitely a top 10.
I 100% count that with the Beyonce year because that happened right after.
I can see that. I can actually see that.
But no, that's just another victory lap for Kendrick. We just put him up in the top 3 Super Bowl performances with Jackson and Prince.
Yeah, that's an amazing company. And I want to get back to the good vibes, but we have a couple. We got some uncomfortable stuff to talk about for a second. We got
irritating at parts. Understandable at others.
No. We're starting with the uncomfortable stuff. We're leading with uncomfortable. There were releases that happened last week. Some of them are way more uncomfortable than others.
Yeah.
So we're of course, they are irritating, but we're gonna start with the most egregious first, so we can just totally get this out the way. Bear Boulder of the Iron Savages was released from his AEW contract.
I forgot. I'm a level with you, Suge. I almost forgot about this entire situation.
And it's something we can't forget about.
No, not at all.
This man was arrested for assault and battery. I think it was battery.
Domestic battery.
Yeah, I think it was battery. I think it went over assault.
Yeah, it was battery, and it was against his partner. I do believe,
mind you, a 350-pound man,
a huge man. I think he stood on her neck.
Oh,
yeah. And of course, it was, and it's sad to see because he was a part of a pretty decent tag team.
They were over.
Yeah, an over tag team in Ring of Honor, and then to see his partner I'm shattered. I basically just lost 8 years of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how long they were traveling together, how long they were teaming together, but when I saw his his post about it, almost a decade of teaming with this guy, and then he goes and does something like that. That is not the person you were on the road with for 8 years.
No. I mean, actually, yeah, it was. It was 100%.
Yeah.
Hiding that.
But in your eyes, like you see that person that you've been on the road with for 8 years, probably covered your lunch or your dinner whenever you didn't have a chance to, or someone that you looked at like a brother, and then goes and does some fuck shit like that. Like,
you think you know people.
Yeah. For lack of a better term, yeah.
And it puts you in this kind of weird position because it's like you are now in the crosshairs of all the shit that's about to go down. Regardless of if you had anything to do with it, you get put in that position, you are automatically in the crosshairs for everything that happens. And if you had a push, that shit's dead. So it's like it's
gone now.
Not gonna lie to you.
More than, but it's like to say that is like you betrayed the trust of your partner, you betrayed the trust of your tag team partner, and then you betrayed the trust of all your fans and everybody that watched you. You're
the company,
little kids that look up to you.
Right, you're a piece of
shit. It's like I haven't seen something like this since. Are y'all familiar with As I Lay Dying?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me and Laura are following that story consistently because there's new shit that drops every fucking week, it seems.
Really? What happened now?
There's another shit that dropped. I'll send you the article.
Okay, I know it's more like, so the last I heard, I looked into because they dropped a new album. I listened to it and I was like, these it was a Austrian Death Machine. And I was like, these drums sound a little different because I love Jordan Marciano. And I was like, this doesn't sound like Marciano. This sounds a lot closer to like death metal.
Yeah.
A lot faster. Like, not saying that he's not capable of playing fast, but he's more rhythmic with it.
Yeah, I've listened to Austrian death metal. They're a good band, but it's not the parts of As I Lay Dying. It really isn't.
So and I was listening to it and I was like, it's different. And then I looked at the lineup and I was like, oh, that's different. And I checked up the As I Lay Dying lineup and I was like, that's different. Everybody left.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody left. What was it? The guitarist?
The guitarist, the drummer, they just left.
A real ship of thesis moment.
Yeah. For those of y'all who don't know,
it wild that
for those of y'all who don't know, because we all know, we don't know if you know. There's this band As I Lay Dying. I don't know what you would call it. It's definitely metal, but it's a subgenre.
Oh, they As I Lay Dying, I feel falls into metalcore.
Metalcore, okay. Metalcore band. The lead singer hired a hitman to kill his wife, but I think the hitman was like an informant or undercover.
Imagine the only time you hire a hitman and it's a
fucking
government
the only time in your life you think to hire a hitman.
It's
like he's just like, you picked the most fetish looking hitman.
And look, you picked the hitman. It's a dude sitting there in a jersey, jean shorts. He got a
Charles Jones. Charles Jones. Yeah, that sounds like a good, trustworthy hitman.
You could have went with motherfucker Jones, but you chose Charles Jones.
You went for Charles. Why'd you do that to yourself?
Are y'all know who y'all don't know about motherfucker Jones?
It sounds familiar. That really does sound familiar.
From Horrible Bosses?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That movie.
To her purse. And I grabbed her whole check.
Horrible Bosses is a top tier movie. Is that Jennifer Aniston's best role? Is that her best role?
Yes.
Yes.
100% yes.
Because, like, you've seen her do Friends. You've seen her do, like, a mom character. You've seen her do comedy.
Well, okay,
you have never seen her do something.
Tied. I gotta say it's tied. It's tied with that one movie where they were faking being a family.
Oh, We Are the Millers?
Yeah.
Okay. But, like, those two roles are, like, A and B.
Her unhinged roles.
Yeah. But then again, you think of We Are the Millers, and that movie is just full of the funniest shit.
It's
shit that is still going to this day. No regrets.
You guys were paid? That was the moment.
You guys were getting paid?
You signed on to this and you weren't getting paid for it? Why would you do that?
Okay, so
that movie's wild.
We're not done with uncomfortable stuff.
We're not.
No, because also it's some other people were fired, and I want to bring up their names specifically. Duke Hudson was let go.
That's a weird one because what was it? They didn't see him with main roster talent.
But also, wait a minute. We didn't leave domestic violence. Duke Hudson was outed. His sexuality was outed in a police report by a fan. You remember when Jake Atlas had his domestic violence incident? It was against Brendan Vink, which was Duke Hudson, right?
I didn't even know they were together.
Right, and nobody knew. And then also, I think who else got released that had stances on the Ilza Dawn had some.
Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn, my bad. Y'all know. Jeez.
We got you. We understand. We understand. It happens.
Fucking me up. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, there are about 1,000 names.
Yeah, this is professional wrestling.
And there's more every day. You know.
Remember. And there's a high chance that those names get changed as a month out. So it's like
Osiris Griffin and Hinkle McCrinkleberry just
right now if you forgot a name like Randy Orton, we'd have to roast you. Yeah. But these new niggas, nah.
Yeah, who's that? Who's that one wrestler from the 2000s? Randall Keith, I think.
Right.
I mean, you'd be correct. You would be correct.
Name like that.
Exactly, but if that's how people remember him down the road, like, did we fail as a society?
One of the greatest of all times. We remember that one guy, Randall. I wonder what happened to him.
That one guy, Randall.
I wonder what happened to him.
What was his last name? Orban?
Orban? Randall Orbit?
Randall Orban? Like, what was his name?
Oakley.
That boy,
there it is. Randall Oakley.
That sounds right.
Here, Randy Dandy Oak.
And Sonya Deville as well. It's a lot of people. Triple H fired a lot of allies in folk. I'm kind of looking at you crazy. You also fired Cedric Alexander in Black History Month. I'm looking at you crazy.
It's looking kind of there, Trips.
Okay, so here's something I want to bring up, and I want your guys' opinion on this because it deals with tribalism. I saw someone on Twitter say, wow, notice how all the Fed fans are getting excited about Miro, Malachi, and Ricky Starks getting released. In my head, I was like, you guys did the exact same thing when Ricochet got released. You're doing the exact same thing when Cedric got released.
Right. You did that when Aleister Black got released the first time. What do you mean?
The first time. Like, dude,
read it immediately.
It's the most annoying thing in our goddamn community. And they straight call themselves out for it in their own tweets.
It don't make sense to sit here and lie to everybody saying like, "Oh, y'all happy about this?" It's like y'all were happy when anybody gets released from WWE.
And notice how quick they turned too. Notice how quick they turned on Malachi and Miro as soon as they left, and Ricky Starks. Yep. Ricky pops up in AEW's like,
hold on, wait a minute.
To be there.
Let's get through the list because we
skipping ahead. We skipping ahead.
Yeah. We skipped ahead a little bit. So AEW has released Duke Hudson, which we already covered.
WWE, you mean?
Yeah, no. We got through the uncomfortable one, so now I'm just going.
No. You said AEW released Duke.
Sorry, my bad. I mean, that's what I was facing. He's probably on the way to New Japan.
You know what? I could actually see him in New Japan. I feel like he would actually I feel like it'd be interesting to see him in like the G1 or something.
He's
something where he wrestles someone different every day.
He will probably just end up in TMDK. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fair.
They're deep too. They're deep. I didn't realize how deep the Mighty Don't Kneel was until.
Wait, is it more than 4 now?
It's a bunch. They have a Japanese members too.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, they have quite a few Japanese members. I saw at least 6 of them over in.
They're starting to build up that fucking that little faction.
I think United Empire and the Mighty Don't Kneel are the new factions moving forward in New Japan.
The new Chaos and Suzuki-gun.
Away with and still Bullet Club. I hope they finally make Gabe Kidd the leader, because that dude has had a hell of a 2024, and he's opening 2025 on fire. He's on that Kenny Omega that Kenny run, and then that
he really kind of is.
Who else had the Osprey run? It's him right now.
Yeah, he is the top gaijin right now. Seeing the fact that his in-ring work has been able to organically turn him face to the audience has been crazy, because that does not happen with the Japanese audience hardly ever.
To be honest, it happened with me too, because I saw him live and he was like, "Fuck whoever booed me," and especially that guy right there. And, I booed because he wasn't pointing at me. I wasn't offended. He didn't offend me personally.
He ain't coming for me.
He didn't offend me personally. He definitely offended my choices. I paid for the seats, so the choices were made. Like, somebody had the nerve to mention. I brought somebody up, and somebody said he's in another company. I looked around so fast, nobody said anything, but somebody did say, "Hey, man, I didn't say it."
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
I am not wanting that smoke. Dude, I can guarantee you, he looked at you and was like, "I am not trying to fight him."
All I'm saying is this: I paid for my ticket. I'm going to cheer who I cheer. I'm going to boo who I boo. I'm going to chant for who I want to chant for.
You can't stop me. I paid for the ticket.
And I, you know what it was? I tried to start a CM Punk chat at Jack Perry. I was shouting CM Punk at Jack Perry. That was me. And he was like, he's not even signed here. And okay.
Should stands up and starts scanning the audience.
You want smoke? I didn't even stand up. I'm not gonna lie to you. The KB was right there. I didn't even stand up. I just turned around. Because we had a rowdy little section.
Here, even go here. Who said that shit?
We had a very rowdy section. I will say that it was fun. We had a
one time Suge tries to start a chant.
I started other chants, but we had a nice little 3-row area of real fans who came, to have a good time. Some of us were drinking. I wasn't, because I was trying to record. Some of us were drinking. We got to see the women's match of the year, according to ESPN, live.
Which is insane because of how late in the year it was.
Right, literally like the last few days of the year.
That was pulling up and hitting the Curry buzzer beater.
Honestly, I don't even think there was a show. There was a pay-per-view after that. There was a couple of TV shows, but I think that was it.
Well, those two girls literally pulled up to the 3, threw it up, and hit the fucking goodnight.
And everybody was there. Trisha Adora was there. Viva Van was there. And Willow Nightingale was there just watching from the little special area. I saw him before. I was on my way to my seats, but I didn't want to be like, "Hey, can I take? Are you these people?" because I wasn't sure. I didn't just want to walk up to the random black in Filipino there, the black lady in Filipino there,
Suge
and be
didn't
like,
want to
"Hey,
go up and go, Willow!
no,
Willow!
you could 100% tell Willow. Like it, Willow can't hide. She's just as bubbly in her personal interactions with people, because like they weren't in fan areas, they were ducked off in the very special
Yeah.
area. Rocky Romero came over there before he got a clobbered by West Coast Wrecking Crew. But back to these releases, you got Duke Hudson, who was in the most popular angle moving out of it, incredibly popular angle moving out of NXT 2.0. Besides the Index marriage, Chase U was an incredible part of 2.0.
It was one of the only things that stuck around from the 2.0 era, really. And it lasted a good part into the new black and gold era.
Right, a very long time. Sonya Deville, who was just on TV and had a strong showing in the Royal Rumble with the Pure Fusion Collective. Do they lose the name and just go to the two left, because you don't necessarily need a name like that for a tag team?
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess you lost the Pure. I guess we could go with the Fusion Collective. Just FC.
And no, I think two stables just got dissolved because the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering got fired as well.
How many times are they going to hire and fire the Authors of Pain, bruh?
And you know what pissed me off?
That's the third time?
Probably three.
That's the third time?
No, this is the second time.
I think this is two. I think this is two.
This is two. But the thing that pissed me off is because they were there for so long.
They were,
and they didn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
And then they
wasn't
finally showed up.
hurt?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like
unless you have information I don't.
I just feel like Karrion Kross secretly turned that hourglass on them and they didn't notice.
He might make that into an angle.
I mean, listen, he's responsible for the end of the Bloodline and also the New Day. Like, if you really pay attention, he showed up on the Bloodline, flipped that hourglass, and everything went to shit. He did that to the New Day, and everything went to shit.
And he should flip it on them and be like, it's just us now. And just have them in a mid-card feud. Move them over to SmackDown. I would love it. We also lost Cedric Alexander, who was heavily involved on NXT with...
He was really starting to get more of a push.
Yeah, Javon Evans and Ashante the Adonis. Blair Davenport, who had been drafted to SmackDown, I want to say.
But she didn't mesh with the WWE style. She did not mesh with their system, really. She did good in NXT UK, but that wasn't,
that wasn't a
main roster
WWE style.
Yeah. She's going to go back to Stardom and fucking kill it.
Yeah, I agree. Either that or heading to AEW.
They also lost the Good Brothers while I believe Carl Anderson was injured. And for the hell of it, they didn't re-sign Baron Corbin.
Yeah, we all knew that one for a little while.
But then we also, on the other side, have the release of Miro, Malachi Black, and finally,
he's free,
Ricky Starks. Starkman Jones is loose.
Well, currently we don't know what his name is because
I saw a screenshot that has him listed as Ricky Starks. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to WWE.com live
and look at the internal roster
and look at the NXT roster.
And before we move on real quick, we got one future release already kind of confirmed as well for New Japan.
Oh yeah,
what did I miss?
Jeff Cobb.
What's his name?
What did I miss?
Jeff Cobb.
Yep.
Jeff Cobb is likely to sign with AEW after his last match in New Japan in March, I want to say. So I need to find NXT roster. Brock Lesnar is still listed on the site, on the roster.
I don't like that.
That sounds very dangerous.
I don't like that.
It's crazy seeing Chris Sabin there.
It really is.
Dude, it is still so weird that Sabin and Shelley are there. Like, it was weird when we saw Shelley just pop up in NXT for like 3 matches, and we were like, okay, probably never going to see that again.
Right.
Yeah.
Kushida, of all people.
Shout out to Idris and Nofe. We're in the E section. He's a homie of ours.
We in the E's.
There go. What's his name with that beard? Lexus King.
Look, I am now very convinced that they put a stencil on that man's face and they just hit it with some like fucking spray paint.
Nah, what it was he went to his barber and he said, "You remember Jeff Hardy in the early 2000s? Yeah, do that.
Hook it up. Okay, so I can confirm that was false. That was fake news.
So he is not on the internal roster yet.
And let me see. I think there's a way you can check.
You know, they could wholeheartedly just go with Starkman Jones, and that could be his name.
I'm just like, let it be Ricky Starks, man.
Hold on.
Or change a letter of it.
Hold on.
Ricky, 2 E's.
Rick Starks.
Right.
Rick Stark.
Rick E. Starks.
I'm going to call him Starks just because of Zoe Stark.
Who cares?
No, she about to lose her last name.
Who cares?
She about to become Zoe by the end of the week.
Who cares?
She about to be Zoe.
I don't think I don't think that's a thing in this WWE, honestly.
What?
You underestimate the influence of one.
You underestimate my power.
Right, the real power.
What was that fucking Teen Nick show? Zoe 101.
Zoe 101.
Yeah, that'll be her name. Zoe 450.
Zoe 67.
Oh my goodness, it's just too much. Every time somebody loses their last name or their last name gets changed, I can just vaguely hear Vince McMahon going, "Unlimited power!"
Yes, damn it.
No, he's happy every time.
So we also have to talk about this. Ricky Starks walked in to NXT as the current Defy champion.
Now, that shit flew over my head last night. Whenever you put that into the group chat, I had no idea that he had... I knew he had won the belt, but I forgot that he was still a champion.
He, as far as I know, he is still the Defy champion. We don't have any information that he's relinquished that belt. So does this mean Defy could be working with WWE?
Potentially. My question is, when are we going to see the Hardy Boys on WWE television?
I mean, we did just see JDC, the former Fandango, pop up on NXT last night.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, it's got to happen at some point.
So, does JDC stand for Johnny Dango Curtis?
Please, not Johnny Dango.
Yeah, it might be. Or Johnny Dirty.
I think it's Johnny Dirty Curtis.
I think it's Dango, so they can still call him Dirty Dango.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Johnny Dango Curtis, and if that's why they call him JDC, I appreciate it.
I think it's just a nod to his whole career, because
it really is. I respect it.
He was like the dirty character in WWE, and I love that. I was pissed when they fired him. Well,
we've had Ariana Grace pop up in TNA. How long until we have Santino pop up and hit the Cobra on somebody?
I kind of wanted that at Mania, not Mania, at Rumble. I feel like we really wasted the opportunity there.
Okay, y'all. I have a conversation I want to have.
Get it?
This is callback to our roots. Second Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. We would just talk about stuff that, we had on our minds and hearts at any given moment. I want to talk about how differently WWE and AEW are handling Black History Month and how WWE is pissing me off.
I mean, what's new?
Talk your shit, Suge.
First of all, you fired Cedric Alexander at the top of Black History Month. Incredibly disrespectful.
Going whip Trick Williams on NXT.
We gonna put Whip Trick Williams on NXT and then put him in a strap match.
I don't understand why they would do that.
They only had 2 performers in the Royal Rumble, black male performers in the Royal Rumble, and one of them was a content creator
that got obliterated.
One of them wasn't even a wrestler.
And you had the nerve to go from a Martin Luther King tribute to an O.J. Simpson commercial.
Still, the worst attempt at product placement I have ever seen in my life.
Like, and there wasn't even like a little black screen for to let it marinate for a second.
No,
like a
it was
moment
straight
of
from
respect.
MLK to OJ.
Like right into it. Like there's a time constraint. Like Law and Order's coming on after this. Like, why don't you think about shit like this? Why is New Day attacking Rey Mysterio after the show when we don't pay for time constraints anymore? Why are you still doing this stupid shit? Like, did the people who pay more, they didn't get it either?
And listen, you want to know why they did it? You want to know why they did it?
Why?
Because in the back of Triple H's mind, right in his ear, all he heard was, "Do it.
Do it.
Do it."
So basically what you're saying is we've entered like the 3rd Star Wars prequel where Palpatine is still alive.
Bro, we are firmly in the sequel trilogy of Star Wars right now. Palpatine is still pulling strings.
It was Palpatine all along.
Okay,
we're gonna have another ministry moment in 2027.
I believe it.
Ministry of Darkness. It's me.
Right. It was me, Austin.
It was me.
And it's gonna be the same shit. Like there's gonna be 6 people lined up in cloaks, and then there's just gonna be one rickety ass one that just can barely walk, and we're like, oh no.
We know it's you and both your blown quads. It's you and your son with your 4 sets of failed quads.
He's gonna be strung up on wires and shit, hanging around.
Excuse me, 2 sets.
2 sets. Oh, I cannot.
4 failed quads. 2 sets.
Technically 3 sets if you were to count Triple H. But we're not gonna talk about it. If you put Kevin Nash there, we can get 4.
We still have an odd number. But then we have AEW. Jesus. You have Ricochet and Swerve having an amazing TV main event.
Didn't Ricochet take a fucking powerbomb onto the vertical
barricade? The long
way.
The long way. I knew I was gonna need that sound one day. He took that thing on the long way. The long way.
Which has to hurt worse than taking that one spot, right?
Yeah, because it's straight up the spine.
Yeah. It's all the way up.
And it's not even like when you take a bump, assuming I would assume if you took a bump on like the apron or the edge of the ring, you at least have one side that's gonna soften the impact, like a little shoulder action. Yeah, a little shoulder, hip, leg action. Like that was all spine. Spine on the pine, if you will.
If you will. Yeah, that shit looked gnarly. Those boys tried to kill each other in that match.
And Swerve likes trilogies, so he's definitely in his win back once. But you also have Private Party losing the AEW Tag Team Champions to the Hurt Syndicate, which is the second time in history that the AEW Tag Team Champions have gone from Black Champion to Black Champion.
And honestly, again, Tony Khan booking Black History Month far better than WWE.
And Trillburger with Bun B and West Side Gun on the same show.
The only thing about the tag titles transitioning is I feel Private Party should have had at least a little bit of a longer run. I understand going right to Hurt Syndicate, but Private Party at least deserved another month or two to that reign.
So while I understand, but I know what you mean, but I want you to look them two big black men in the face.
No, I understand.
Like,
I understand. I'm
like
not telling
even
them
on
no.
paper, it looks good, and I hope they have a decent feud for it. I'm hoping with me getting back in the little side gigs and stuff, I can have money for Revolution so I can see them live.
Yeah,
I have about $20 saved up, and that doesn't mean anything in Tony Khan's world.
Tony,
what you come here to buy a shirt, bitch?
What? You said with that much, you can't even buy yourself across the river Styx. You gonna need to get your paper up, tighten up.
For $20, I will let Max Caster spit on you.
Max, you could keep the 20.
So I don't know that. Look at Sugar with 100. You can keep the 20.
Oh my goodness, my shoulders hurt. The gym. So
just start doing some shoulder rolls, shit.
No, so I saw this on Instagram. It said, "You wonder why your bitch don't believe you? Because you don't hit them weighted. I don't know who's right." It had somebody in the gym holding the bar just going
like,
and it's like, I don't know. So I was doing them with my 25s, but I started with my 45s this week. So I started one arm. I did a superset of one arm with the 45 each, one arm, because I only have one. And then I did two with the 25s, and then I did some more. And now my shoulders feel like I have a small army of fire ants trying to burrow their way out of the bitches.
Damn.
You feeling that shit?
Yeah, and then I got the protein shake. I got a bunch of ground beef, cooked that shit up yesterday. So gonna eat it lunch. I'm trying to be huge this summer. I just got done doing 3 different variations of squats.
3
and a deadlift. Like, you don't understand. I'm gonna be outside, and I'm gonna be at these shows, and my ass not gonna hurt from sitting on the chairs no more.
It depends on shows. It really depends, because I've been to a show where like I was in like a bleacher seat and my ass was tired. It was a good thing it was a Rumble, so I was standing most of the time.
Okay,
but then there was a time where it was like a nice padded seat, and then when me and Devin went to AEW, it was nice padded seats. So I've only had one bad experience with seats. It just depends on what venue you go to, I guess.
Yes, so there were some bleacher seats at the show we went to. I'm so glad we avoided those. I couldn't do it. And they also had the chairs on the floor. I gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with them trying to kind of chairs when you weigh over a certain amount. You know, I used to call them "Oh Jesus" chairs. When I sat down, they're making noise, and I'd be like, "Oh Jesus!"
Oh shit!
Yeah, one of those. Yep.
That's it. It's over.
Sits down. Here's that crack. Mayday!
Hey, speaking about chairs,
Should have got something else to talk about.
Dank DeMoss went on the Breakfast Club.
Oh.
This shit made Fez mad.
For those of y'all who don't know, Dank DeMoss is the rapper who is suing Lyft,
AKA Miss Big Bag.
They
big bag.
Wait.
I don't give a damn. I didn't shit.
And I didn't even see it. First of all, the views in thoughts of one Fez Low are not the views and thoughts of West Coast Grab Suge Wrestling and or Wild Media Productions.
Hey, look, I don't give a damn because I'm a big back, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't ever expect anyone to accommodate my big ass. So her fat ass don't need anybody to accommodate
wait a
her.
minute. Hey, y'all keep cutting me off before I can tell people what happened.
Sorry, you know I be getting heated at this. Like this situation pissed me off.
Let me tell them. Y'all know the Breakfast Club, they have office style chairs for people to sit down for interviews. I don't think the guests have as nice chairs as the host, but that's a different story. They had this small chair for this large individual, and they had to get a piece of the sectional from the background and bring it so she could sit down. And they had an interview after that, and I'm going to watch the interview later today. But they released that clip. They released about a minute section of that. And she said, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, accommodation. And whoever did that, they're going to hell. Whoever released just that clip, bruh.
No, because they were right. They was right to release that.
Bruh.
They were absolutely right to release that. Because, damn it, I'm tired of her. I'm already tired of her ass. Now, she knew her big ass needed a bigger car and got somebody fired because she couldn't fit in the back seat. Bitch, if you sat in the back seat, the tires would pop.
Are you sure that the tires would pop? Like, are we 100?
She almost 600 pounds, yes. One person sitting on one side of the car will fuck up the entire shit. Tired of this woman, I swear.
Why the fuck would they lower that Toyota Corolla that far? Oh, they did.
Have you ever seen her in the car? She always hanging outside of the car, bro. She either one leg out or half her body out. Like, no, she couldn't fit in the damn car. What you doing sitting in a sedan?
Do you have footage of her sitting, hanging out the car?
You give me 2 seconds.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
This lady got Fez hot,
bro, hot.
I haven't been this mad since that man took my lunch privileges away in my desk, sitting there making chicken and macaroni burritos from El Pollo Loco.
Where the fuck is my shit?
Guys, the thing about this that I should point out is this story just points that Fez and Suge are like big backs are making this hard for other big backs.
Hey. Now you look at this. You tell me if she would have fit in that fucking sedan. We're not done. I got more.
Wait a minute. Not me, fool.
Tell me if her big ass was fitting in that sedan.
Oh God. Okay.
Mad,
wait a minute. We're borderline body shaming.
I'm not trying to body shame, but you are not going to sit here and get a man fired because you couldn't fit in the car. You fucked up your whole set because your big ass couldn't fit in the car?
To be fair, this dude should be able to sue.
Ooh, bro. It's like I don't want to be that person. I don't. I don't. But she just shit like that brings it out of me. I'm like, bro.
Start getting that fucking growl in there.
Blame somebody else for some shit that you could fix if you just walked around your neighborhood once daily. And all that to go 5 minutes around the block. She got that man fired for a 5-minute car ride in walking distance.
I mean, walking distance has got to be relative.
I mean, I don't think she get many steps.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna give myself an aneurysm. I'm gonna stop.
Please don't give yourself an aneurysm.
Fez literally just got better from being sick, and the last thing we need for him to do is blow a gasket.
Yeah, don't.
I could understand if she was in a wheelchair. I could understand if she was blind or deaf. I could understand if she was missing a few limbs. I could understand that. But you can move.
Walking is an option.
Walk it out, everybody.
Walk it out. Walk it out. Didn't he just pass? Was that him?
I don't know.
It was DJ
Yeah. Was he walk it out or no?
I don't think so. It might be. I just looked it up on Spotify. You know, I got that Spotify. Yeah, he did just pass away. Rest in peace, DJ
Damn.
Yeah, I know that he just passed away, yeah. Speaking of, this year has been rough to start.
Yeah. It 100% has.
Yeah.
We gonna leave it at that, dog.
Every now and then, just throw this out. Every now and then, Fes gotta blow a fuse.
You good?
Notice how both Suge and Fez had a rant in this episode.
Because, like, you know me. You know how chill of a person I am. You understand I don't do drama. But shit like that, coming from somebody who was struggling to find a job a few months ago, I am beyond pissed at that shit.
I understand your frustration, my brother.
Here's the thing. Had she just said, I'm suing Lyft for this, and that'd have been it, you were just going after Lyft, I would have zero problem with it. But it's the fact that you got the dude fired.
I want to know how.
To be honest with you, Lyft would the only way to get out of the lawsuit would be to fire the man. So they fired him to try to look better when lawsuit time came.
Man, I would have taken this shit straight to court. If I was Lyft, I would have been like, yeah, let's go to court.
No,
let's see how well it goes.
Yeah, I would have let it go to court because that person requested a lift for that size and then goes to get that person fired. You take that to court and they look at the person and look at the fact that they ordered a small sedan for their lift and they'd go,
okay, wait a minute. So let's not that's targeting. Let's not sit here and say
trying to target.
No.
You can't
not
say
sit
targeting
here
when you put the target on your back.
No, listen. No. You have to be careful in wording. You can't sit here and say she ordered a small sedan. She ordered a regular lift. Where there's a lift XL
ordered
option.
a regular lift.
She ordered a regular lift, and when you order a regular lift, you don't know what's coming until you see it on the screen.
But that's the thing. She knew how big she was. There are options. There are options for bigger cars.
I'm not saying that y'all are wrong. I'm just saying you got to be careful in what you say.
Allegedly. All of that.
Allegedly. You can't say it's not like Turo where you're like, ooh, let me get a Toyota Corolla. It's like, no, because I've been in a situation where I ordered they sent my big ass a Toyota Corolla, and I'm like, they had to put
what's Turo?
Turo is
there's no way.
Hold on, let me answer Maddie's question. Turo is a car rental app where you rent people's cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you rent other people's cars, like a B&B, but for cars.
Yeah, so you can rent like a damn Phantom for a day off of Turo.
That just sound like hit a lick Prime. That's trying to sound like hit a lick Prime. I'm just make a fake account, I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna hit this lick, I'm gone.
No, they gonna run up on your ass something crazy. But anyway, yeah, no, this has been a wild week. It's a wild way to start 2025.
We got releases, we got pop-ups, we got Chiefs getting their ass beat, we got Drake getting his ass beat.
Continuation of Drake getting his ass beat. I feel like that shit never ended.
Yeah, we didn't even bring up the fact that Serena Williams was at the Super Bowl halftime show crip walking.
We really didn't.
Let's talk about it.
We didn't even talk about Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. Let's dip into this. Yeah, no. Do you guys want to go with Uncle Sam or Serena first?
Uncle Sam narrating the Super Bowl and is the perspective of the assimilated black person or America or however you saw it, because
so the guy that we all saw on Twitter?
Yeah. It depends. He's good at playing that character. That the Uncle Ruckus type character. The dude with the dude we saw on Twitter. The guy you're talking about. The guy
polo with no buttons.
The guy with no facial hair, no buttons on his polo, and no corners on his lineup.
Oh Lord, are we talking about dude who said Kendrick's halftime show was whack?
Yes. All the people I was there with, all the white people he was there with, didn't know the lyrics to Kendrick's song.
I can't take that man seriously for two reasons. One, I can't take him seriously because he almost got his ass beat.
I heard he did.
He got his ass beat by all the people he was backing up at that MAGA rally. Two, I can't take him seriously because of the people he hang around with. And three, I can't take him seriously because he's married to Super Clan. Have y'all seen his husband? He out here married to Super Clan. I can't do it. That man was dressed in all white and had a cape on. That man looked like Super Clan, okay? Right?
Is he a gay? Is he a gay Republican?
Yeah. That was the whole reason why he got his ass beat. Because you packing the wrong horse.
Good Lord, man!
Wow, that is a crazy place in this episode.
Like, bro, you a kind of walking contradiction.
Look, he did it to himself, though. He did it to himself.
He did.
He made himself a bad segue.
Hey, look.
From the Boondocks, straight up.
Hey, so, funny story. Since we're here. That Tom story, the episode where Tom goes out to dinner and his wife meets Usher, that actually happened.
That's a real thing.
That was a real thing.
I love old buddy. funny telling that story because it's like,
wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though.
Hey, wouldn't let me know. Yeah, it happened to you though.
It did, yeah. You just said it
happened
did.
to you. I just think it's funny that when he was explaining it, it was me and my ex-wife. He was real specific about that
And
one.
my ex-wife. That was crazy.
Ex-wife.
And this is Chris. Like, oh hell no.
I'd have made a scene. I'd have made a scene at the table. Who?
Suge's like, I'm fighting.
I'm who? Oh, stay
I
here.
guess I'm Chris, and I guess you crisscrossing across the street to get your ass home because you ain't driving with me.
Yeah. Just stay here.
Right, you can go ahead and stay here because you ain't getting a ride back.
Stay here with Usher. Go ahead and let it burn, sweetheart.
My confession is you fucked up.
Yeah. Go ahead, burn, sweetheart.
But
right,
to get back to that halftime, though, like, could they have found a better person than Uncle Sam to do that spot?
No, quite frankly, I honestly, if you really wanted to make it perfectly, he should have showed up as his character from Django. That would have been funny. That would have, at least the makeup, the facial makeup with the rest of the get up, yeah, that would have made it.
Nah, he everything was perfect. Like I will not critique something that was perfect. That was art.
Yeah.
And Serena Williams, crip walking to a song about her ex.
Cherry on top.
Ooh.
And a lot of people don't even know. Didn't even see that happen live. Like didn't even react to it when it happened.
No, like, so my mom really, she's an old head hip hop R&B person. Like, that's her 90s era is her stuff. She was made a new Kendrick fan, but when it happened, she's like, is that Serena Williams up there? And I'm like, it might have been. And she's like, well, she was with Drake for a time. And I'm like, no, there ain't no way Kendrick went and did that.
And then the camera pans back.
I'm like, listen, Drake was catching all kinds of strays.
Just in case you missed it and thought that wasn't Serena. That was Serena.
Right. He ran it back one more time.
Serena.
That's crazy. So I Drake can't come back from this. It's 100% game over. And that's it. We're done talking about it, and we're also done with this episode. We're not going to talk about it.
We should be done talking about it.
Yeah. Hopefully we finally get that piece he's been teasing. He's teased us with twice. He's teasing us.
All right, the third time we got to fight.
Suge's like, I'm tired of waiting.
You might have to squabble. You do it one more time.
Don't do this to me.
Don't do this to me. We don't even know the name of it. Damn it!
Right, you.
I don't need to know that the body for body. We're gonna call it the. Give us body for body. Anywho, y'all, thank y'all so much for listening. Thank all 19 of y'all for joining us live. We're going to catch y'all on the next one. We'll see y'all next Monday for the Hidden and Raw Monday night live stream. And back here for West Coast Wednesdays, y'all have a great